like percussion. MLB predictions spark the discussion. Stacking cash higher than Fenway's monster. Slinging wild bets like cowboy imposters. Reading those innings like Nostradamus. Wave the green hot streets like Bahamas. Spreadsheets everywhere, mathematician minds analyze the games, profits they grind, fastballs, curveballs, every pitcher's tail, in their heads, knuckleballs never fail. Erik reading numbers like tarot cards, David calling shots like all-star guards, money lines, parlays, come hit with precision, home run predictions, no intermission. High stakes, ballers cashing checks in, rise with the bets, swinging from the pen. Erik and David, masters of scoreboard. MLB bets and claim they hoard. High stakes, ballers cashing checks in, rise with the bets, swinging from the pen. Erik and David, kings of the ledger. Baseball fortune, spread them like treasure.
Hello and welcome to Diamond Bets for August 15th. How is everyone doing? My name is Eric. I am the man behind eTalk21 Sports. Obviously, I am solo today as David is down in Texas, living the good life on a vacation. He will be back hopefully next week. So you guys are stuck with me today, so it's going to be a quick little show. I have 3 bets for you. I'll help share my DFS lineup, and I have put together a nice little home run parlay ticket. I know you guys like those, so hopefully that one will be able to hit. So let's jump right into it. My first bet, I am going out to DC. We're going to take the Nationals and the Phillies. We're going to take over 8. Now, last week we talked about it. Games in Nationals Park tend to go over. For the month of August, the last 20 years, overs are 147, 117, and 16, 57% win rate, 8% ROI. Constantly profitable trend worth riding. We look at the Phillies' offensive power. They rank 9th in MLB with 4.6 runs per game, 143 home runs this season, led by Schwarber and Trey Turner. 253 average, 414 slugging percentage, solid run production, favorable matchup against the Nationals' league worst 5.36 ERA pitching staff. Nationals pitching struggles. They allow 5.5 runs per game, worst in the NL East. Bullpen conversion just at 59.5%. Nationals home games average 9.97 runs per game. Over the last 10 meetings between the Phillies and the Nationals, games have hit the over in 8 out of 10 games. Now, we're likely driven by both teams taking advantage of weak pitching in a hitter-friendly park. When we look at Wheeler, ERA, and WHIP, both higher on the road. Last 2 starts, 4.09 ERA, 1.37 WHIP. We look at Gore, 4 of his last 5 have gone over this total. His last 2 starts, 1.89 WHIP, 9 ERA. Really struggling. When we just take a step back and look at it, historically high-scoring ballpark in August. 2 starting pitchers showing recent struggles. Sharp offensive matchup. I'm taking over 8 in the Phillies and the Nationals. Next bet, going to the West Coast. Give me the A's, -110 first 5. To me, this is just a buy low, sell high point. We're fading the Angels after sweeping the Dodgers. Classic letdown spot. Angels, negative 30.2% ROI this season, first 5. When they're a pick'em or a favored. A's as an underdog this season, plus 3.8% ROI this season. Pitching edge. When we look at Perkins, the main thing I look for in these expected ERA versus ERA is when there's a 1 difference. For the season, Perkins' ERA is 4.08. His expected ERA is 2.6. Due for some positive regression. Last 3 starts, ERA is 3.86. He's limits hard contact exit velocity in the 70th percentile. When we look at the Angels, offensive struggles early versus the AL West, 2.3 runs in the first 5 innings over the last 10 games. I'm really not a fan of the pitcher of the Angels. Last 3 starts, 4.42 ERA, 1.59 WHIP. So we're going to take the A's -110 on the first 5. Next, we're going to KC. We are going to take Adam Frazier over 1.5 total bases plus 150 over in 2 of his last 3 games. Last week, second most hits in MLB versus right-handed pitching. Last 10 games, batting .310 with a .400 on base percentage. Hit safely in 8 of those games. 3 multi-hit games and 1 double. Pitching matchup faces Aaron Skval of the White Sox, who has a 4.91 ERA, 1.34 WHIP. Opponents are batting .270 against him. He leans on the sinker. Frazier is batting .325 this season versus the sinker. When we look at the skill set and the splits, 289 average versus right-handers this season, 35% line drive rate, great for extra base percentage. High contact rate, 88%, sprays the ball to all fields. He hits in the 2 or 5 hole. With him hitting that high in the lineup, look, we're going to get 3 to 4 plate appearances. When we look at the Royals offense, 309 batting average versus the White Sox this season. White Sox bullpen, 4.95 ERA. Kauffman Stadium has a 1.03 doubles park factor. Frazier has 12 doubles this season and 429 slugging percentage at home. And the books are projecting a high game total with the total Vegas laid out. So look, he's going to get 2 singles, a double. I just really like this matchup. I'm getting plus 150. You're going to have to shop around for it, though. A lot of books have this at over half a base at minus 210. We're not going to play those odds here. We never play odds over minus 130. Shop around, play the over 1.5 total places at plus 150. Now let's go ahead and let's bring on the DFS lineup for today's slate of games. What we're going to do to start out at the pitcher's position, we are going to go with the newest Detroit Tiger, Charlie Morton, 16 Ks in 10 and a third innings, despite a 5.4 ERA. You look, there's a risk of blowups, but there's the high strikeout ceiling, and that's what I'm looking for facing a Twins lineup that's going to be missing Correa. That's without Carlos Correa, without who's been traded to the Astros, and Willie Castro. Next, we are going to my boy. We're going to pay up. We are taking Valdez of the Astros. O's 2.31 batting average versus lefties, 8th lowest, 8th highest K rate versus left-handed pitching, elite 60.2% ground ball rate, 2.9% FIP, 2.97 ERA, 24.4% K rate, slightly low for the price, but elite run prevention. So, look, I just think it's a matchup. I think it's a great matchup. Baltimore really struggles against left-handed pitchers. For the catcher position, we're going to pay down a little bit. We are going to go to Page from the Cards. He is going to be with Contreras out. Look, he's going to be the guy. They already announced him in the starting row. Gill, the opposing pitcher, gives up 1.4 home runs per 9 at bat, 41% hard hit rate, home runs to double, upside 280 this season, 750 OPS versus right-handed pitchers. It's a low salary. Cards offense is averaging 5.2 runs a game for the month of August. So playing down for him is really going to open up some other positions. So I absolutely love him. He's going to get probably at least 4 plate appearances. That's what I'm looking for. Next game, going to first base. We are going to be going out to Colorado, and we are taking my boy Benabel. Since his MLB debut, 400 average, 415, 775 on base percentage, 3 homers, 4 doubles, 1 triple, and 40 at-bats, 31 total plate appearances. Coors Park has a 1.15 park factor for runs, MLB best. Facing Brandon Pfaadt, 5.03 ERA, 1.39 WHIP, who's given up 7 runs last time at Coors. Look, he's got a 4.06 slugging percentage, low 12.1 K rate, elite contact, and in a power spot of the lineup. And I expect that game to be a high-scoring game. So we're going to take WB at the first base position. Next, I talked to him about it in my bets. I have to do it. We're going to be taking Adam Frazier here in the second base position. Already betting the over 1.5 total bases. As I mentioned, second most hits versus right-handed pitchers. It's a great matchup with Savell starting for the White Sox and how bad the White Sox bullpen has been also in the Rockies and the D-backs game. We are going to take Pernamendo, the shortstop, on fire recently, tied with Frazier's second most hits versus right-handed pitcher over the last week. Solid game Sunday versus Gordon. I think they're going to carry over the momentum. I think that's going to be a very high-scoring game. Next, we are going to go at third base. We're going to go for the White Sox. We're going to go for Mead here. He, since May 8th, 290 batting average, 873 on base percentage. Last 7 days, 333 average. Elite contact skills, 91.7 zone contact. With how the ballpark plays and the pitching matchup, I think he's in line for a couple extra bases hits and the high potential for a run into RBIs. So, and at a low place of 2,800, got to take that. It's going to open up some other people. Now, I mentioned I like the Rockies and Diamondbacks to go hard tonight over. So we are going to go to the outfield. We are taking my boy Mickey. Perfect leads of the Ford Sleemer. Mickey's hitting 295 against it. 7 run value, 57% hard hit rate. Absolutely love him to bounce back. He's been struggling lately in the hitter-friendly farm park of Coors Field. I absolutely love it. Next, the other outfield position, we are going to, where is my boy? We're going to Roker. Hitter-friendly park, hot weather, AAA ball dimension. With his recent struggle, we've seen a price drop. 409 WOBA, 280 ISO versus left-handed pitcher. Very dangerous. The pitcher for the Angels, long history of giving up home runs. So I absolutely love him. And last but not least, we are going to my boy, Jacob Marcy of the Diamondbacks, since called up on August 1st, 436 batting average, 3 homers, 3 doubles, 1 triple, 13 RBIs in 13 games. Fenway Park boasts double/runs, 1.05, 1.1 park factors, facing Giletto, who 1.1 whip, 6 walks last start, 500 on base, gap to gap power, 75th percentile bat speed. I absolutely love this matchup for the kids. So there you have it. That is going to be my DFS lineup. Again, guys, this isn't a 50-50 slate. I'm all about the 50-50 lineups. Get that money back. Now let's go ahead. As always, we're going to do a little home run parlay. Guys, I am robbing this. Low risk, high reward. Going to Brent Rooker, thrives against left-handed pitchers with a strong track record this season where he's matched such left-handed pitchers, making him a prime candidate for a long ball here at Sutton Health Park. Now, Rooker leads the A's with 24 home runs this season, showcasing his potential power. Ability to drive in runs is evidenced by his recent performance, where he went 2 for 5 with a homer, 4 RBIs on August 9th. Look, shop around. You can get him for plus 300 or better. Next, we're going to go to Kyle Schwarber, batting 280, 550 slugging percentage against lefties in 2025 with 14 of his 42 home runs coming in southpaws. Gore is on the mound, 4.42 ERA, 1.32 whip, has allowed 1.3 homers per night, and he's making him vulnerable to a Schwarber pull-heavy swing, which thrives against left-handed pitchers like Gore. Schwarber's been on fire, hitting 11 home runs since the All-Star break, going 3 for 10 with 2 home runs last week. His current form, combined with his 9.51 on-base percentage, position him to capitalize on Gore, who allowed 3 home runs his last start against the Marlins. Earlier in the show, when I told you when I was on the Nationals over, I mentioned how the ball tends to fly there. So look, we're going to take Schwarber as 15 career home runs against the Nationals. And we're going WB. We're going to the Nationals. Give me Bernabel as the last leg. Look, he's facing Parfit, who has struggled this season, 5.94 ERA as a hard hit rate, raking poorly against hitters who can drive the ball, which WB's dud, his ability to barrel pitches, could exploit this at Coors Field. Coors Field, high altitude, hitter friendly dimension, 26% home run index, boost the chances. So look, there you have it. Play around. I believe on BetMGM, you get this at plus 9,900, a little bit more than that. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate every single one of you. Again, my bets are Nationals and Phillies over 8. Adam Frazier over 1.5 total bases at plus 150. And last but not least, the A's minus 110 for the first 5. David and I will be back next week on Diamond Bets. Best of luck on your bets and best of luck if you tail mine.